Hey there everyone, welcome back to GameVine and welcome back to another Dwellings of Eldervale week video. Today we're going to be showing you how to solo play. Let's do it. So as a disclaimer, this is a review copy from Breaking Games. Thank you so much, you folks there. I really do appreciate this opportunity to review and look at this game and show the world how great it is. If you've been watching the week, you know that I love this game. The solo play is one of the reasons. Now, I'm not going to be showing you how to play the game overall. I'll take a few turns as a solo player to kind of give you a feel on how that plays, so you might get a sense of how this game plays. But I would go back to the video that I showed you the overall tutorial so you know exactly what's going on. Today I'm just going to show you how the solo play functions and how the mechanism changes just a little bit, and it's pretty cool. It works quite well. So let me show you down at the table right now. We'll go over a few things and how that works, and we'll go from there. Let's go. Okay, so this is a solo game setup. It's essentially like setting up a two-player game, competitive game, and the rules are basically the same with the solo variant twist. If you don't know how the basic rules are played, go to the video of the tutorial I done before this, and then come back here and see what's different about the solo play. It says to either fight against the black or white clan to keep it thematic, because you are going against the ghost of Eldervale, and the AI is going to be playing that, thwarting your plans, and your goal is to get more points than the ghost at the very end of the game. Now, they score differently, but we'll go over that here in a second. We are playing the Wardens here, and they basically can help fight, and their wizard can go wherever they want. Now, I haven't set up everything. You will take one tile and put it randomly on the board here, and this is how you're going to be determining how the ghosts are going to get cards, and to see where they will start on the element track. We will go to 5. He is going to start on the purple track, and of course I start on the order track with my starter card here. Now, the ghosts start on the glory track, and the fighting won't begin until you do your first gather and put yourself on the glory track. They also start ahead of you up on the scoring track as well. And you'll be taking your turn like normal, and we can go ahead and just take one turn. For example, we will place right here and grab ourselves this tile, and our last placement that we had, we always take the watcher token and place it in this position, because this is how we are going to tell where the ghost is going to go next. We will take one of their die, roll it, and we'll go 3. We'll grab the first worker that is in the line, and then this tells us where the unit will go, 1 away from the watcher token. So whenever a ghost is placed in an elemental tile, they will grab, and it's your choice whatever one they grab, a tile and place it up here. As they get more tiles, they will get higher on the glory track. They could gain cards, which is this one, and how you can tell which card they gain from the top here again is you roll a die and it tells you which one to grab. And basically they don't score or use these in any way, but they do go up on the element track when they get a card, and they'll count that at the end of the game as well. So you just go ahead and bump them up on the honor track in that case, and bump them up on the element track if that were to be the case. But if the ghost were to roll and get placed on a ruin token here, they wouldn't activate the ruin. Though when they gather, they get 2 points for every unit that they gather off of a ruin. That also is the case for the underworld. They will only get 1 point, but when they gather from the underworld a unit, 1 point will get ticked up on the scoring track for the ghost. Again, ruins give 2 points during the gathering phase, 1 point per unit on the underworld phase. And once you play the card, you would just discard it and flip a new one here, and then you're ready to go again for your turn. We have to follow rules, and let's say we've already gathered and we're on the honor track, so battling is on its way. Stuff like this will happen. We are battling here, but this monster is also rushing us, and again we get to choose which one we want to fight first, though the catch is if any ghosts are in the underworld, the ghosts get 1+ die to their roll. So if they have 3 guys here, they would get 3 extra dice, and in this case they would be rolling 4 when they battle. But let's say we win, we knock him out, and we knock the beast out as well, and that was our last spot. We have to make sure to take the Watcher. That is the most fiddly part, I think, is watching the Watcher go from place to place. But again, that is how we know where the ghost is going to be placed. So they can get a dwelling, but they have to have a worker on an element tile. If they don't have one on an element tile, you just move the unit to wherever it says to move, and in this case it would be to the ruin tile there, and you wouldn't do a dwelling. But in this case we do have one that has an option to do a dwelling, and they won't pay anything. They don't pay for any cost of any kind of cards that they do or take, and or dwellings that they create. And whenever the ghost gets any magic cards, they just will stack them, and they will count for 1 point at the end of the game for every magic card. The game ends whenever the last tile is drawn, and whenever the ghost needs to draw a tile, because they do have cards in here that make them do that, you take the tile and you place it wherever you want to place it. There is some factors in the game that you can kind of nudge yourself with the benefit. But the game ends when all these are done and you get one more turn, or one of the ghost or you build your 6th dwelling just like any other game. Now remember though, if there is a monster on the board and the ghost gets placed near it and it gets rushed, well, you will have to do battle and roll for the beast and for the ghost and see who wins, which in this case this guy would have got smashed. If the ghost gets a pearl, they just get points at the end of the game for them. And the only time that the ghost will gather is when they roll a dice and they roll one that doesn't have any units on it. Then they would gather all of their units, so they would get 3 points right here. And if they had any on any ruins, they would count those as well. And you would put them back in the specific order. So 1, and then the other one here is 2. So they do that on purpose for the reason of the gathering mechanism, because when they have a dwelling, they will have less workers. Now there is a time when all the units can get used, which doesn't normally happen, but when the ghosts gather, it's kind of like a nothing turn for them other than them gaining points, and kind of a catch-up mechanism for you if you need it. And beyond all those little variations, the game is the same as a competitive play. You'll continue to bump yourself up on the track and make sure you're doing the same for the ghost and moving this token here. That it is a bit fiddly, but once you get the hang of it, it's like second nature. And you play and play and play until you reach one in-game stipulation and count up your points. And if you get more points than the ghost, then you win. If ever you have to draw and you don't have any cards and these are in the discard pile, you just have to reshuffle them. And I think that covers everything. Again, go over the rulebook yourself because I'm sure I left something out. But now let me tell you my final thoughts on this. Let's go. So that is how you play the solo variant of Dwellings of Eldervale. Again, in the other video I said I prefer playing this solo, not because I'm antisocial, just because it works just so well. I do like the multiple player games, just there's a conflict of people get lost at your hand, and I'd rather knock around the black or white evil character. Now, if you want to pick up this game, it will be down in the description below. Again, this was the legendary version of the game. I do think the standard version or the deluxe version, the one next up or down from this one, is also very good. So if you want to pick up any of those, go to the website down here and go ahead and do that. Again, thank you so much, Breaking Games, for providing us with this review copy. If you haven't already, Vine Nation, click like and subscribe. Until the next time that I see you, have a great rest of your day and a great time with all you play. Heard it here on the Game Vine. Bye.
Vine Nation, we love making content here for you on the channel, and we're almost at 15,000 subscribers, so subscribe now and help us out. This video right here, I think you'll like. This video right here, YouTube thinks you'll like. Or you can just sit here and watch me dance as a dinosaur for a little bit longer. You can visit us at our social media outlets, and we're going to be improving our Patreon here soon. That's all for today. Miko, it's time to go. Good girl, Miko.